in the Bay Area.
Was that the most mafia flight of all time?
That was it. That was one for the ages.
Shout out to Dudums. The Dudums.
George Borges.
Yes.
Who's my guy who owns Bus Stop?
I forget his name now. Gosh,
owns Bus Stop.
Yeah.
We had Ryan from KTVU.
Yes.
We had Big Sam, who's a big-time roaster. Had the John Taylor jersey on Sunday.
Great guy.
Great guy.
Great group.
Who's our guys who owns the liquor store on Jones Street?
I don't know their name, but that guy talks more. He was one of the most savage Niner fans I've ever met.
With his kids.
Well, if you own a liquor store on Jones Street, please call me.
Yes, with his kids.
Yes.
His 14-year-old son.
Great kids.
Huge roasters. Huge fans. We took photos with them. We had guys who broadcast the Niners game in Spanish.
Oh, yeah.
Who's our guys?
Carlos.
Enrique, Carlos. So they were on that flight. Kawakami.
Yes.
I sat next to Matt Barrows, who didn't say one word to me other than when I showed him the Brock Purdy news on the flight. Oh, that's interesting. So we got that. We had Cam Emmett, David Lombardi, Tanika Smothers on that flight.
Yeah, that's right.
Who else was on that? Kate Rudy.
Yes.
And our guy from Philadelphia who does the camera.
What a really nice guy.
Really nice guy. He told me about chicken pizza, the fries, the crab fries. I ended up buying some for the flight.
I'm going to tell you right now, we ended that flight perfectly because that Reading terminal goes off. And that's the irony of the whole thing, even though the fans are the worst people of all time.
Right.
I love the town. Like, I legitimately was intoxicated by the town. I love the town.
Food was so great, Kyle. As you say, good morning to Kyle.
I had Gator gumbo.
Yeah, Gator gumbo was on fire.
Incredible.
The Oyster po' boy sandwich, po' boy sandwich was unbelievable.
I ate the other half on the airplane, and the lady next to me was not happy.
She's not happy.
I'm like, you smell, so just stop it.
War White Hef and Ivan on that flight in the back chilling.
Ivan looked like he just got back from war. He was hugging his significant other, and he had his hands out the window. Like, you know those World War II photos where guys come home and they kiss some random woman on the street? That was Ivan. He was so happy to be home.
We get off the flight. We run into Ryan Crowley.
Oh, yeah, the Crow. He got stuck. He was supposed to go to Vegas.
Who's the kid we met? Campbell?
Oh, yeah.
And living in Marin.
Yeah, I think he was a Modesto boy.
Yeah, we met another kid. He had all Warriors gear with his father.
Yeah.
I forget their names, but, you know, it was star-studded on that flight. And we looked like we all got our ass kicked, which we did.
We did.
We did.
And the way people were exchanging their stories about marching in, I mean, it legitimately felt like we were storming Normandy.
Right.
Everyone had their own unique perspective, and everybody said the same thing to a man. I've never seen anything like that.
Never seen anything like it. And look, we're on some website right now. This is so great.
My cousin, who's a Philly sports guy, Chris, he sends me this thing. Read out the post.
Savage Philly Sports Media. And so it's a picture of Shasky and I.
I'll send it to Matt.
At the game. These two clowns went on radio Friday in Philly and said they were taking over the link. Told everyone where they were sitting. Also encouraged fans to disrespect our statues, which is not true. We never told any fan to disrespect your statues. That is a bold-faced lie.
Find me the audio or video. We talk into the mic, and everything on.
We said we were going to go to Rocky.
Never say
we said we were going to go to Rocky and put a jersey on. Sure, why not? It's a Rocky jersey. And every fan base does that anyway. Now they're on the radio bashing us saying we are the worst fan base alive. Well, you are the worst fan base alive. I don't give a damn what anybody says. I watch Niner fans against the Cowboy fans. As we say, good morning to everybody out there getting off the graveyard shift. Strippers, baby mamas, baby daddies.
Stay-at-home moms.
Matson, stay-at-home moms. Dads. Stay-at-home dads, teachers, students,
USPS.
cops. California Highway Patrol.
FedEx,
UPS, DHL, Recology, garbage men, you name it.
Technical producers.
AC transit drivers, Muni drivers.
Train operators,
liquor store owners, all you guys, good morning. Don't tell me that every fan base does what Philly fan base does. Our fan base is not telling, because I walked out of there at the end of the Cowboy game, and I walked by, I was next to John Wall for crying out loud.
We were all bottlenecked walking out.
Hey, good season. Yeah. Not goodbye. But there is no F you.
In your face.
You're up a JJ.
Yes.
I'm going to stick the birds in your face. MFer. A-hole, go back to Castro. That's not creative. You're super aggressive and super hyped up. So it is what it is. I don't care about the fans anymore. I know what we experienced. Yeah. And it's not just us posting videos. 40 Keys. Shout out to 40 Keys.
Dude,
he was in the club level. 40 Keys and his crew. You want to mess with them? Good luck.
He was like, I'm in the Eagles' nest. Look at these white boys. And they were like in his face.
Screaming at him. Do you know who 40 Keys is?
It was unreal.
Do you know who his goons are?
But they all put the phone out and everything. It's whatever. You know what? On to the next one.
On to the next one.
And,
whatever.
I watched my San Francisco Giants. Like the Giants and Dodgers. It's a long rivalry. People go, oh my God, you thugs on both sides. And it's an absolute shame what ended up happening to Brian Stowe. No one condoning any of those things. Do incidents happen around? Yes. Every little fan base has things. B, in terms of a united front of a low-level, low-life fan base treating you like garbage the entire time, it was subhuman the way they were treating us.
And if you're getting opinions from media members who didn't walk through the crowd, that's not really what went down.
When was the last time some of these guys in the media paid for a ticket themselves?
And walked through the gates.
With a jersey or a sweatshirt or a team-affiliated gear on.
Right.
That's what I would say.
And
then we went to WIP and they treat us like crap.
Well, forget 94 WIP. They suck. We own them. We punked them in the studio yesterday. Whatever. I don't even care. And look, it was a great experience. It was something we'll never forget. When people say, "Hey, Shasky and Ponte, you guys asked for it." Good nature, trash talk, creativity. I didn't ask for people to be screaming in my face, "F you," because then here's the irony in everything.
What's that?
We respond, right? Everybody who was giving us the double birds, their buddy or their girlfriend right next to them has the camera phone now.
Oh, we were going to get fired, thrown in jail. Come on, man.
Just like with Joey Bosa. Hey, Joey, you suck. Blah, 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 blah. Let me get my camera phone out. So if you do something, I have you recorded.
Exactly.
That's all Philadelphia fans. And look at the color of all these Philadelphia fans. A lot of people told me it looked like the people who stormed Capitol Hill.
Well, I told you that. If that was our fan base where it's, Asian and Latino and black and white is a big mix.
We would have been called thugs.
Well, it would have been on CNN.
Right.
I mean, it had a medieval times feel to it. I felt like we were getting, thrown to the gallows as we were walking down the middle.
Look, it was all good. We didn't get touched. When people touched me, I said, please don't touch me. We'll have a problem if you physically touch me. So you can call us clowns. You can call us soft. We went to the belly of the beast. And a lot of people told us before this, last week. And a part of the reason why we talk that talk is because people have these scare tactics. Don't walk into the stadium with your gear on. You're going to get beat up. What?
Who says that?
Beat up.
Wait for just a second. When we have real life things going on in America where people are getting beat up at traffic stops, when we have real life stuff going on, we just had this tragedy that happened down in Half Moon Bay, and you're talking about beating up people at a sports game. Think of how low life you got.
The former morning radio host tweeted at Shasky saying, "Oh, he's being all nice because he doesn't want to get beat up tomorrow." Media members hyping this up. Media members who ain't never bought a ticket to a game. Media members who wouldn't go to a game like that. Media members who are scared to go into the belly of the beast even when they're a fan of somebody. So I don't want to hear anything about that. Look, it was fun. We're over it. We got business to handle because you know what? We got breaking news during our flight.
I can't believe
During
it.
our flight. I'm yelling at Shasky. Yo, Shasky, you're in the row behind
you. You had internet. I didn't have internet. And I said, you know what? I'm paying for the
Paying
internet.
for the $30 on American Airlines. And as soon as I pay for it, Schefter comes out with the bomb. Brock Purdy, torn UCL, out for at least 6 months. Now, he's going to get a second opinion. He could be out 6 months. He could be out 7 months. He could be out 9 months.
I feel so bad.
And now everything is on the table.
Bonte, I feel so, for just a second, before we talk about the injury stuff, I feel so bad for the kid.
Bad.
I mean, he obviously had a monster finish to the season. Who knows what his career would, could, should, will be? I don't know. He was playing such good ball. Who knows what happens in that NFC Championship game? Like maybe the Niners lose and maybe they get boat raced. Maybe it's a tight game. Maybe they win somehow, some way, and he's not even that much of it. But like we saw the difference between him and Josh Johnson.
Right.
All right.
Night and day.
This is a 22, 23-year-old young man who is getting his first crack at it. And to say it's a freak injury, it is like a freak injury. In the history of playing quarterback, to have a guy do that where he's throwing as his elbow pops, what are the chances?
No doubt.
The Niners are snake bit at quarterback.
No doubt. They are snake bit. And, when you think about Brock and what he did, it's tough to take conclusions saying, hey, even if Brock played, the Niners lose.
I don't know. Maybe they lose anyway.
The Philadelphia Eagles dominated the line of scrimmage, but they also averaged 3.8 yards a pop. 3.8 yards per play.
I think the game's closer. That's what I think.
It's a lot closer.
That's what I think.
It's a lot closer.
And I think that's fair and reasonable to say out loud.
I don't think Brock Purdy's dropping snaps.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
No.
So Brock Purdy gets hurt.
They would be able to move the ball better.
And look, they were moving the ball on that possession. It was 2nd and 6 in midfield. With Ayuk breaking wide open. Now, we'll break down the play with Brian Baldinger, whether or not Brock should have stepped up. Why did Tyler Kroft block Hassan Reddick?
I thought he should have thrown it right when because the cornerback, you was coming at us, cornerback's back was turned, and Ayuk was just about to break.
We're like, he's open.
I knew the break was coming, and it just sucks for the kid. And then the injury itself, Pete.
The injury itself. So Brock Purdy, who's not even making $1 million next season, he's the last pick of the draft. The way he played, he was putting himself in line for some serious money in the next couple of years.
And think of how advantageous it would have been for the 49ers if they did have him on $1 million, essentially, $1 million
and then Trey on a
salary cap.
Yeah, and then you got Trey for $10 million.
Now you can build everything around these guys.
You got $11 million in the quarterback room. Now you're talking about getting a guy from outside the locker room who may cost 20 to 25. But look, you're going to hear every name on the table all season. Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Kirk Cousins, Derek Carr, maybe even Jimmy Garoppolo being back. Lamar Jackson, maybe.
His name's going to be in the mix somewhere.
I don't know.
People are going to clamor for it.
But here's why I'm at. Yeah. I don't give a damn where the Niners go at quarterback at this point.
Why?
I just want to win a Super Bowl. The move, whoever you bring in at quarterback, it has to be you have to identify the guy and say, this guy can lead me to a Super Bowl. Now, I may have doubts about which guy it is who can lead you to the Super Bowl, but I'm trusting Shanahan.
So that's your setting.
I trust Shanahan. That's my setting.
Your setting is Super Bowl or bust.
Super Bowl or bust.
Wow. I think I'm with you on this because Trent Williams is up there in age. McCaffrey, I was just thinking about McCaffrey, like that run. That's one run, but I was thinking about it when I'm like, dude, how many more years are we going to have McCaffrey? Like, I know we want to say he's still young, but the running back position is so quick.
You don't know about Trent. You don't know how long George Kittle's going to be here. You don't know how long Debo's going to be here. I actually, look, the Mike Evans thing, I heard you on the pregame show. This is something we talked about last year.
They need a possession receiver.
This is something we talked about last year. Monitor the Tampa Bay situation.
Yes.
If Mike Evans wants out, that's the type of guy you need.
Yes.
A big, fast, physical wide receiver who can go down the field and you throw it up to him like T. Higgins. We need our own version of T. Higgins. Straight up.
I know.
So then you go.
You're 100% correct.
I'm hypothetical because it may not happen.
Hypotheticals.
Hypotheticals. Mike Evans, Debo in the slot, Brandon Ayuk on the other side with George Kittle at tight end. Now you got your 3x1 with Christian McCaffrey in the backfield. Keep you that all day long. So I don't care what. You got some needs here. I need a center. Watching Jason Kelce dominate that football game, you need a center to be a stabilizer on that offensive line.
And they're so hard to come by.
They're so hard to come by. Jake Brindle, that game was too physical for him.
I know. Well, it felt like the game was too physical for a variety of
lot of players.
I had read somewhere, and someone could correct me, Jake Brunskill had a 0 on PFF's ratings. Is that factually correct?
Wow.
I saw that floating around the internet.
Brunskill or Brendel?
No, Brunskill. He's going to look it up.
He's going to look it up. I know Javon Kinlaw did not play well, and I'm being kind. He did not play well.
Greenlaw didn't play well.
Right. He did not play well.
Greenlaw
did not play well.
It's bad. Now, back to the Brock thing for just a second. 6 months. Everyone's like 6 months. That's the thing I keep seeing right now. Maybe I'm being too pessimistic. Have you seen how 49ers handle injuries? They take things slow. Mm-hmm. They're not going to rush this guy back. This is a serious injury. This is his moneymaker, okay? Mm-hmm. If he wants to stay in the NFL, he has got to make sure that he rehabs properly from this thing the first time, okay? Mm-hmm. Because he might not have another opportunity to be able to do so because we know how the careers are. They're very short in the league. There are not a lot of guys that have gotten this type of an injury at quarterback in the NFL. The sample size on recovery time is all over the map, okay? And it's not a big sample size. I'm really worried for this guy, man. I think 6 months is way too quick. I think they're going to slow play this like they should because if you care about Brock and his future with the team long term, there's no need to rush this thing. Right. I know we want him to play quarterback. I know a lot of people love Brock Purdy, and I'm with them. They're talking about drilling a screw into his elbow and letting the muscle grow over.
Wow. Wow.
I know kids. I know lots of baseball players that have had arm injuries. So think of how delicate the arm is. And I know the throwing motion is very different in football than it is in baseball. But the same biomechanics still apply, and the same type of patience still is required. Where you have got to take things slow. He tore his entire
UCLL.
ligament.
He's done. So where did the 49ers go with Brock Purdy? Where did they go with Brock Purdy? Is it Trey time?
I feel so bad for him.
Because it feels like, here's the thing, as you know, the segment is brought to you by Go to State Lumber, serving the Bay Area for 3 generations. When you succeed, we succeed. Visit GoToStateLumber.com. And all guests appear on the Bud Light guest line. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Brian Baldinger will join us at 7:30. 7:30 a.m. Brian Baldinger appointment radio. Where do the 49ers go with Brock Purdy? Where did they go with Trey Lance? Is Trey Lance ready to roll? Like Trey Lance's timeline so far, Sasky. Just want to read you something with Trey Lance's timeline.
Yeah, give me
because it is absolutely out of control.
I had somebody tell me that they think that they botched the surgery to begin with, hence why he's still in this. That feels reckless.
So Trey Lance,
he's still in a boot.
Trey Lance, well, he had another surgery.
I know.
He was out of the boot. He had another surgery. So then
his ligaments.
So he played a full season of college football in 2019. Played one game in 2020 COVID year. Started 2 times in 2021. Got injured in that game against Arizona. Got injured in the game against the Raiders in the preseason game when he chipped his finger. Started twice in 2022. Played 4.5 quarters of football. 4.5 quarters of football Trey Lance played. That is a wild timeline. This guy's played
in
5 times
in 4 years
since 2019.
That's crazy.
Started 5 football games since 2019. So where is he at in his development?
I have no idea. How many guys?
And so Tyler, we watched Trey Lance walk onto the field at Lincoln Financial Field. And I was like, Shasky, he's in a boot.
He was in a boot.
Trey Lance was in a boot.
Still in a boot. Poor guy. I keep thinking about
I love Trey Lance.
I know.
I love Trey Lance. I think he's a guy. He's the physical type of dude
we haven't seen anything. We
just haven't seen him. It's too for people to say he's not ready, he's not mentally ready. I don't agree with that.
Vontae, let me just ask you at the quarterback position. Forget the names, Brock and Trey. Every guy since 2014, outside of 1 year of Jimmy Garoppolo, has been hurt at that position. How are they going to fortify and keep whoever the quarterback is upright? To me, that's as important as picking the quarterback.
Yeah.
And you could say, Joe, Brady's always healthy. I don't know how he's evading that rush without a good offensive line.
Well, we watched Brady against the Cowboys. Granted, he's not going to throw the ball 50 times in this offense. But we watched Brady against the Cowboys.
But you got to keep him upright.
Brady can do nothing against that Cowboys defense.
That's what I'm saying.
Nothing. So are you sure you want Tom Brady, folks?
Well, you got.
Is that the answer?
If you get Tom Brady, you have to find a way to fix that offensive line.
You have to build back the entire offensive line. I mean, Trey Lance.
Right tackle and center.
Right tackle. And Burford didn't play well against the Eagles.
He was
in and out.
Yeah.
He was in and out, but he wasn't playing well.
The O-line is, but I think, because we're all going to go quarterback, and I'm with them. I'm with everyone.
You need.
Simultaneously, these guys are getting dotted.
So here's where I'm at. When you start going into the playoffs, in the postseason, deep into the postseason, here's what's coming in the playoffs.
Philly.
Dexter Lawrence, Leonard Williams, and the New York Giants.
100%.
That Philadelphia defensive line.
And Thibodeau.
The Dallas Cowboys defensive line.
Yeah.
Kayvon Thibodeau, even though he's talking,
he's
still a good player.
He's a very good young player.
The Commanders are going to have Chase Young for a full season next year.
And Allen, they've got a very good the other Sweat who I kept talking.
Yep, Sweat.
Yes.
Josh Sweat.
Thank you.
Seattle is going to have picks and money.
Yep.
Chicago is going to have picks and money.
Point.
The Detroit Lions have Aiden Hutchinson, and they're coming.
Yeah. What do you have, 11 sacks this year?
So that's how you have to build your offensive line. You have to build it with Philadelphia, the Giants, the Cowboys in your dome saying, can I block them in January? Can I block those guys in January?
Great point. It's such a great point.
Can I control the line of scrimmage against those guys? So before we even look at quarterback, I need to beef up that offensive line.
I'm 100% with you. And then the big question is, I know everyone's like, run them out of town. Right tackle, and I'm not a McGlinchey fan at all. Right tackles are hard to find.
They are.
So, okay, you're going to move off of him, and that people are saying maybe it's Colton McKivitz as the successor.
Oh, my gosh.
That doesn't make me feel confident.
No, it doesn't make me feel good at all.
That feels like Jake Brendel.
All right.
And then Brendel had a good season, but when push came to shove, what happened at the end?
Against the Cowboys and the Eagles.
Is that too simplistic for me to, critique him that way?
Every year, Shasky, when we're having this conversation around this time, what do I always say? You got to win in the trenches.
I know.
Tampa Bay kicked Kansas City's ass in the Super Bowl. Why? Because the trenches.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers and the Packers bowed out to Tampa Bay because of the trenches. When Tom Brady lost the Super Bowls against the New York Giants, why? Because of the trenches.
Yeah.
It happens every year at this time. If you don't win the trenches, now you make it an anomaly because the Atlanta Falcons did control the trenches for the most part against the Patriots.
Yes.
All hell broke loose.
Yeah.
They come back for 28-3.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are blaming Shanahan for that. Whatever. Kansas City, Super Bowl 54 against the 49ers. Well, push came to shove in the fourth quarter. Chris Jones took over the football game, and the Niners could do nothing at the line of scrimmage. You got to win in the trenches. And that's where they got their ass kicked on Sunday.
And what sucks if you're a Niner fan, because everyone's like, we obsess about all these picks. Think about this. If McGlinchey walks, Reuben Foster gone. These are first-round picks. Right. Solomon Thomas gone. Go right down the list. All your first-rounders are gone outside of Bosa.
Yep. That's not good. It's not good. It's not good. How much can you?
And then Javon's right on a short list too.
Javon Kinlaw's probably
he's on a short list
too. He
too.
probably played his last snap with the 49ers. I just what I saw on Sunday was just that can't happen.
I mean,
if you're not healthy, don't play.
I don't even know what to say. Like, think about their first round allocation. The only guy that's really popped is Ayuk and Bosa.
Yep.
Can you name anyone else?
No.
That hurts.
It does hurt. It does hurt.